What if I told you Spain once built a luxury micro Grand Tourer coupe, lighter than a Fiat 600, styled by Italy's top designer and powered like a mini Ferrari, but only made 65 of them? Ladies and gentlemen, and my friend Timmy, let me tell you a story about a car so rare, so obscure and so confusing, it makes my mother-in-law's potato salad recipe seem well documented. It's the Seat Nardi 750GT, a tiny coupe that thought it was a Ferrari, priced like a mansion, and had an engine that screamed louder than Bob when the 5G tower got turned on in his neighborhood. And before we dive into this aluminium-bodied Spanish Ferrari wannabe, with an engine the size of Timmy's beer belly on a Sunday morning, hit that subscribe button, because only here on Cool Ideas will you find cars rarer than politicians admitting they're wrong. Now, the Seat Nardi 750GT. It's got a name like an espresso and a punch like a hummingbird. Born in Zaragoza in 1960, this thing was handcrafted by a bunch of Spanish race car lovers and one brilliant Italian designer, Giovanni Michelotti, the man who could probably sketch a car on a napkin and get it into a museum by Friday. They started with the humble Seat 600, which had the charisma of wet cardboard, and then said, let's make it look sexy, sound angry, and go like the wind if the wind was slightly drunk. The result? A two-seater coupe with handmade aluminium body panels welded by people who probably drank more Rioja than water. This car took 900 hours to assemble. That's not production, that's obsession. What did they do? They took the standard 745 cubic centimeter rear-mounted overhead valve engine from the Seat 600, that's about 0.75 liters for the rest of us, and slapped on a Nardi performance kit with a dual-barrel Weber carburetor. Compression? 9.5 to 1. Power output? A heroic 46 horsepower at 6,000 revolutions per minute. Transmission? 4-speed manual, though first gear wasn't synchronized, so starting uphill felt like trying to butter toast with a chainsaw. The car was rear-wheel drive, and thanks to extensive use of aluminium panels, it weighed just 1,213 pounds, 550 kilograms, about 35 to 40 kilograms less than the standard Seat 600. Coney shock absorbers, independent suspension front and rear, and drum brakes all around made sure the 750GT didn't just wobble into a ditch at top speed, which, by the way, was 160 kilometers per hour. That's 99 miles per hour. And let me tell you, at that speed in something this light, you're not driving, you're praying with style. Inside, you got a handcrafted cockpit with leather imported from Luxembourg, because apparently Spanish cows weren't bougie enough, full Veglia gauges, and a Nardi wooden steering wheel so fancy it made your fingers feel underdressed. The hood opened sideways, the doors swung out like drama queens, and the whole shape screamed, I want to be a Maserati when I grow up. But let's talk numbers, because that's what matters when you're trying to impress your neighbor. In 1960 Spain, a standard Seat 600 cost peanuts. The Nardi 750GT, nearly 200,000 pesetas. That was more than 20 times the cost of the base car. Actor William Holden reportedly paid around $3,500 for his. You could buy a house or this car, and frankly, if Timmy had a choice, he'd still go with the car. He says houses don't drift, and yet no public auction records exist today. The car is so rare, not even R.M. Sotheby's, Bonham's, or Bob's Alien Forum has seen one listed. Only around 65 were ever made, if you believe the legends. One of the few known surviving models made a glorious appearance at the 2019 Concorso dell'Eleganza Villa d'Este, owned by a Greek enthusiast named Alex Vazeo. So yes, the Nardi 750GT exists, and no, you can't afford it, unless you win the lottery or find a rich aunt who mistakes you for her cat. But I believe if one were to hit the auction block now, fully restored, it could easily fetch a price that'd make your banker faint. Maybe 6 figures, maybe more. We'll only know if one ever surfaces. For now, it's automotive folklore with license plates. And let me say this. For all its oddities, its tiny engine, and the fact that it accelerates slower than a sloth on vacation, the Seat Nardi 750GT deserves respect. Not because it was the fastest. Not because it was the best, but because it was brave. A hand-built Spanish-Italian hybrid coupe in a world full of beige sedans. A coupe that dared to dream and occasionally even made it to second gear without grinding. So bravo, you tiny, magnificent racer. You made Timmy cry, and that's saying something. Although, to be fair, he cries during shampoo commercials. Ladies and gents, if you like this story of automotive insanity and want to help us keep Timmy off the roads and Bob away from his bunker, consider becoming a sponsor of our channel. We'll see you next time. Keep it weird, keep it rolling, and keep it classic.